What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kieran and I help people using a spiritual perspective. I hope that I do that well, not too sure. But today, guys, I'm going to be talking about letting go. All right? Why we struggle with letting go. Which is to say, most humans struggle with letting go. There's a sort of a principle or an idea behind letting go that is fundamentally sort of sewn into many different philosophies or sort of quasi-religions. I don't like this at all. Different ideologies. Law of attraction is a popular one these days. Very heavy into manifestation and different sorts of energies and like attracts like and all these sort of buzzwords and everything. And yet the fundamental truth of law of attraction is the letting go. It's the letting go part. Same thing with the law of assumption. It's the letting go part. And anybody from any walk of life, from any age, from any time in history, could tell you that letting go was the thing that fundamentally worked for them. It was the final surrendering of an outcome or a goal or a plan that allowed things to come in finally into life, right? And yet, even though so much of our wisdom tells us that this is true, that letting go is the ultimate or the best way to actually bring things into our life, we still struggle to manage to do it. And we struggle on maybe sort of different levels of this, right? We struggle mentally. There's a mental idea that says if we let go, it is the equivalent of saying that we don't care, right? If we let go of something, whether it's an argument with someone in our head, a hatred towards somebody, or pain towards something that happened to us, or if it's letting go of a plan or a manifestation or some kind of outcome that you're really hoping to get into your life, such as a relationship working out, a job, money, right? These are sort of popular things. There is this mental, sort of a defeatist attitude that comes up with trying to let go. And it's often telling us something like, well, if you let go of your manifestation towards getting a new career, then it won't happen, right? So our mind has convinced us, rather convincingly, that we need to be constantly involved with the process of going after what we want. We need to be engaged. We need to be mentally aware and mentally attuned, and we need to be focused on that sort of stuff. And yet, we know with some deep sort of level of wisdom that often isn't working. And when it definitely isn't working, we shouldn't be trying to continue to do things that way by trying to control outcomes. So there's already this mental thing that we sort of a barrier that we have to work through automatically. Most of us are going to have that barrier sort of already instilled within us. That's not even like a consequence of shitty upbringing. That's more of a consequence of being human, having a brain that works trying to solve patterns. That's what our brain is sort of, It evolved like that for a reason, to solve patterns and to make connections, okay? That's what our brain does well. It's why, as a species, one of the reasons why we've survived so long. Another reason would be walking on legs. That also helps. So, there is a mental barrier, for sure. However, there is also this, an emotional one, a spiritual one that I sort of like to talk about. And in the process of letting go, we believe that letting go is the drop of a dime, the drop of a hat, the drop of something. It is the clenching, and then the release, right? And that's sort of an idea, basic idea of letting go that we have in our hearts or our minds is the clench and then the let go. And it's this feeling, this letting go that is what brings us the peace or brings us the desire and stuff like that, right? However, that's sort of the step before letting go. And yet a lot of us stop at this step. We stop as soon as we don't want to pick something up anymore. That's to us an idea of letting go. So I'm trying to find a prop around here, see what I can use to give you an example. I'll choose this pencil sharpener rather than the vibrator that I have. And take a look at this, right? So just a regular pencil sharpener. It looks a little weird, but that's fine. It is a pencil sharpener. And you squeeze it, you're holding on, and this just represents anything, a relationship, a job, whatever. You're holding on, and then letting go in your mind or, our heart, how we feel about it is, oh, that's letting go, right? That's letting go right there, is just forgetting about it. And so we think that we've done all the work and that we've completed ourselves, And we wonder like, okay, well, how come if I've let go of this thing, how come it's not how come it's not coming back, right? So there's a couple reasons for this. One, it's like trying to relax. You can't try to relax. You just relax. You can't try to meditate. You just meditate. And it's the same thing with letting go. The biggest truths in the world are often things that you don't necessarily need to take action towards, but rather recognize are already there. And that's a very hard thing to do, but it's like relaxation. It's something that you cannot try to accomplish. It is something that you just simply do. The moment that you start trying, it becomes a difficult struggle. Same thing with trying to fall asleep, right? For those of you who struggle with sleep throughout your life, maybe you kind of resonate with this, but the moment that I try to fall asleep, that I say, okay, I got to get to sleep, I'm losing, it's 1 a.m., it's 2 a.m., and you start counting the clock and everything, the harder that you try, the less likely you are to sleep, rather if you just let go, right? But letting go, and this is the sort of second point that I want to make, isn't just dropping it. It isn't just saying, okay, well, that's that now, I've let go. But then you're still looking. You're still looking at the sort of, looking metaphor here, but you're still looking at the pencil sharpener. You're still looking at your manifestation. And then what happens is the more that you look at it, the more that you're still aware of what you've just let go, aware of what your desire is, you pick it back up. And it could be for a little bit. It could be for a long bit. You could put it in your pocket. You could hold on to it again. You could do any sort of metaphorical, takes on this. Obviously it's all abstract, but the idea is you could pick up your manifestation again. And that's not letting go. Letting go is seeing this and choosing to walk away from it. It's your letting go is not just the drop of it. That's not really letting go, because you can pick something back up at any point that you choose. Any point. It's like a hobby. You can let go of one hobby in your life, or let go of a habit, X, Y, and Z. You could let go of a particular thing, such as you want to cut soda away from your diet for, let's just say, 6 months. Well, that means that at any point after that, you could pick it back up again. Nobody's stopping you from picking it up. So that's sort of a problem that we have when we're trying to let go of things, is that we think that it's just the simple act of dropping our manifestation or our desire or our pain or our emotions, but it's not. It's not just dropping it. It's walking away from it after you've dropped it. It's not picking it back up. That's letting go. Letting go isn't just going like this. That's not letting go. Apologies for the noise if that picked up quite loudly on the mic. So you kind of get an idea that letting go is such a difficult thing for us to try and achieve, because one, we already have a mental barrier towards it. There's already a disposition against it. And two, we have a sort of misguided idea about what letting go is. It's not a simple act of dropping or removing things from our life. That's almost a consequence or symptom of letting go, certainly, but that's not what it is. Letting go is the dropping and the walking away from. It's the removal and the process of going in a different direction, not picking it back up. I'm sure you guys have heard that phrase or that saying that if you want a wound to heal, don't pick at it, right? So a lot of the times when we're heartbroken about something and we're trying to get over a particular person, we kind of stop ourselves and we start picking at the wound again, right? It's the same kind of energy, same kind of stuff what I'm talking about with letting go. You start picking at that wound again and you can't let go of it. So we have to remember, just sort of for ourselves, for our own spirituality, for our sake of sanity and peace, that we have to drop something, yes, but be willing, be in the right emotional space to walk away from it as well. And until you're in those spaces, letting go will just be a sort of buzzword, and it won't have a profound effect on your life.